From the famed Hoshina family, a renowned family of swordsmen, Soichiro Hoshina finds himself in the defense corps that mostly takes down huge kaijus that threaten to destroy everything in their way. With being a swordsman, taking down these huge kaijus was a bummer of a job because it is much effective to use firearms against them, and that was his weakness. So he makes it his own to handle miniature type kaijus with his specified weapons, a ninja type dual blade. With these, Hoshina is able to fight comfortably with Kaiju number 8, where he unleashed the power of his battlesuit to 92%. With this, Hoshina's speed was inhuman, being faster than Kaiju number 9, as stated by number 8 himself, being able to also unleash invisible slashes that can rip apart number 8's body like it's nothing. Even though number 8 was mainly holding back in this fight, Hoshina will live longer to show how truly powerful he is. In chapter 25, Vice Captain Hoshina takes on the newly named and prototype creation of number 9, Kaiju number 10, an identified kaiju who invaded the 3rd Division's base with a pack of Yoju as his escorts. With his first speech, it was clear number 10 was ready to test his strength and have fun against the strongest soldier in their base. And since Captain Ashiro wasn't around, the vice captain took on the mantle and goes head to head with this beast. Hoshina was able to handle number 10 for the most part, as his fortitude level at that time was 8.3, dodging its air blasts and also tanking a direct punch from him. And with his unleashed combat power of 92%, he's even able to slice number 10's skin, which is much tougher than number 8. And without holding back, Hoshina totally sliced him up with his 8-fold slasher technique. But it's not over yet. Kaiju number 10 also had the ability to evolve mid-fight, as he was able to move from a fortitude level of 8.3 to a 9.0, a Daikaiju class threat. A Daikaiju class monster is able to take on entire divisions and even multiple captain class soldiers at the same time. Daikaijus can even threaten the destruction of entire cities and countries. And in this fight, we get a little info about Hoshina's past. Due to his highly preferred swordsmanship, he was told over and over again to forfeit his dream of becoming a member of the defense corps. Give up, they said. Giant kaijus are showing up more lately, they said. But that didn't matter to him. Even with his suit overheating and his maximum output dropping, Hoshina was still able to hold his own long enough for Captain Ashiro to deal the final blow. In the event of an impending war, the final phase of Hoshina's evolution begins in chapter 56. After Kaiju number 10 was blown apart, his core consciousness was still active through this form and actually offered to be weaponized and won mainly by Vice Captain Hoshina. Kaiju number 10's last for battle has led him to make this decision. So long as a thrilling, blood-pumping battle is in store, it doesn't matter if you are up against a human or a kaiju. At the long run, Hoshina agrees and Kaiju number 10 was weaponized. But this was different. This was the first time a kaiju with a will of its own was weaponized, and the effect it will have on its user was unknown. But the vice captain was ready to take on these sort of gambles in order to get the upper hand on kaiju number 9, and had one idea in his mind, and that was to use number 10 to his own advantage. And in chapter number 73, we find out what they are truly capable of. With this being the first case of a weaponized kaiju with his own will, number 10 could actually talk through the suit and share his own ideas. Kaiju number 10 was the type of kaiju that disregards tactics and strategies and goes head on into the battle to fight the strongest. And with Hoshina being a tactical fighter, their ideals in their early fights against the insect kaijus contradicted each other. And as a result, their overall release combat force was down to 34%. But after Hoshina decides to go with number 10's way of fighting, their release force jumped up to 64%, their personal best since training. And with this, they spent no time in dealing with the Honjus. But after this, Hoshina's toughest opponent so far approached, an identified class kaiju of fortitude level 9.0, the newly identified and named kaiju number 12. And with their first few clashes, Okonogi realized something very interesting. This was the first time Hoshina was taking on a miniature-sized kaiju and was actually losing in every way possible. Power, speed, combat ability. It outshined number 10 in every way. Number 10 was a prototype to the actual finished product number 9 wanted to create, and that was Kaiju number 12, as it completely destroyed Hoshina's dual blades. In order to actually battle against this monstrosity, Hoshina needed to use a strategy that was unknown to it, and that was to use his single blade sword play, which is originally his brother's specialty. And because number 12 had no knowledge of this, Hoshina had a clear advantage, using all 6 forms of the single blade sword play to locate the core. And just when he was about to finish the job, Kaiju number 9 adapted and created its own form of the single blade swordplay. And just like that, Hoshina was completely outmatched. Just like with Kaiju number 9, number 12 could adapt and create countermeasures for every move it has seen, making Hoshina's new secret moves useless. And in the midst of despair, Hoshina finds out the real reason why he kept swinging his sword, even though the people around him kept telling him to give up on his dream to join the defense corps. Was it to beat his brother? No. Was it to hold on to his specialty? No. Was it to fulfill his duties as vice captain? No. The true reason was that swinging the sword was fun for him. The same reason why Kaiju number 10 also keeps fighting. When number 10 said he and Hoshina were alike, he meant it literally. Just like the way Hoshina is a reject and an inferior fighter to his older brother, Soichiro, number 10 was also an unfinished product to the finished specimen, and that is Kaiju number 12. With the realization of all these similarities, Hoshina realized how simple-minded he has been and finally admits that he is a carbon copy of number 10. And with this, their released combat power skyrocketed from 83% to a perfect 100%, a full compatibility mode, and performed a special move number 12 would have never predicted, and that was his new 3-sword style form. And with this, he performed his 12-layered strike, which would have been impossible with his single or dual-bladed forms. And with the surprise attack of number 10, they finally pierced the core and killed number 12. We also get to see his older brother, who is a captain now. And upon hearing the news, it was no surprise for him that Hoshina defeated a numbered kaiju on his own. Because if really the kaiju challenged him to close quarters combat, there was no way he was gonna lose, because when it comes to the blade, he's a prodigy who stands above everyone in the Hoshina family past and present. So that's it for this video, guys. If you all enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave me a like and also subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in my next video.